Welcome back to the Practical Money with Theo, where we turn complex money into simple systems. If you want to take control of your money and feel more confident about your financial future, you are in the right place. Before I go any further, the ideas that I'm about to present in this episode reflect my views and experiences. They are not personal financial advice. As always, be a student, not a follower. Last time, we began talking about what it means to live between two worlds. The response to that episode reminded me of something. People don't struggle because they don't care. They struggle because they care so much. Today's question is simple, but I think it's one of the hardest questions many good people ever ask themselves. When does responsibility become guilt? Let's begin here. Most people don't help because someone forces them. They help because they love, because they are grateful, because they remember, because they know life could easily have turned out differently. And I want to say something clearly. I don't believe generosity is the problem. In fact, I think generosity is one of the most beautiful qualities a human being can have. So, if generosity isn't the problem, what is it? Over the years, I've noticed something. Love has a close neighbor: responsibility. Responsibility has another neighbor: obligation. And obligation, if we are not careful, can quietly become guilt. The strange thing is, it rarely happens overnight. It happens one request, one decision, one sacrifice at a time. Until one day you realize you are no longer asking, "What would I like to do?" You are asking, "What will happen if I don't?" Helping no longer feels like exception. It begins to feel like an expectation. Please don't misunderstand me. Many requests are genuine. Many families are carrying burdens most of us can hardly imagine. Illness, school fees, unexpected emergencies, the hope of giving a child a better education, trying to build a better future. If we have never left, perhaps we would be facing those same challenges ourselves. That's exactly why this conversation is so difficult. Your heart responds before your calculator does. Let's imagine something together. You've already helped with one genuine need. A few days later, another message arrives. This time it's something else. Perhaps it is school equipment. Perhaps it's transport. Perhaps it's another unexpected expense. Again, it's a genuine need. Now, let me ask you something. Is that an unreasonable request? Most of us would probably say no. But now the question changes. Do you help again? If you do, have you done the right thing? If you don't, Have you let someone down? This is where real life becomes complicated. Not because people are bad, not because families are greedy, but because life doesn't usually present us with one difficult decision. It presents us with a series of reasonable decisions. I think that's why so many people living between two worlds feel exhausted. Not because they are making bad decisions, but because they are constantly making hard decisions. The hardest financial decisions are rarely choosing between right and wrong. More often, they are choosing between two things that both seem right. Can I ask you something? What happens when your heart says yes, but your financial reality says no? Which one do you listen to? Your instinct or your limits? Perhaps that's one of the loneliest places a person can find themselves. I wonder how many people have lain awake at night, not because they didn't want to help, but because they wanted to help more than they could. That's a very different kind of pain. From the outside, people may think you've changed, that you've become successful, that you forgot where you came from. Inside, you're asking yourself a completely different question. Am I doing enough? The difficult part is there is no amount of money that answers that question, because enough means something different to every family. So what happens? Many good people keep moving the line. Just this once. Just until things improve. Just until the children finish school. Just until the business gets going. Years pass and the finish line keeps moving. Sometimes I wonder whether the greatest burden isn't the money itself. Perhaps it's the uncertainty, not knowing when the next decision will arrive. Because every new decision has consequences. If you help, something else may have to wait. If you don't, you may carry the emotional weight for days, weeks, or even months. That is why this conversation cannot simply be reduced to just help or just say no. Life is wiser than slogans. If there is one thing I hope you take away from today, it's this. Love is not the problem. Generosity is not the problem. Family is not the problem. The challenge is trying to carry every burden by yourself. Perhaps that's why so many people carry this silently. They don't speak to their husband or their wife. Sometimes they don't even speak honestly to themselves. Maybe before we decide how much to send, or when to say yes, or when to say no, we first need to ask a different question. Who is carrying this burden with me? Because perhaps the strongest families are not the ones who never face difficult decisions. They are the ones who face those decisions together. If today's episode has helped you understand why these decisions can feel so heavy, then we've made a progress. Not because we've found all the answers, but because we've asked better questions. Next time, we will begin exploring something many of us were never taught. Where do healthy boundaries come from? Can we remain loving, generous, and compassionate without losing ourselves? That's where we are going next. Until then, if you are carrying this burden, don't carry it alone. Talk to someone you trust. Sometimes the wisest financial decision begins with an honest conversation. Take care of yourself. Take care of the people you love. And remember, fix your system, fix your money. God willing, I will see you next week. Bye-bye.